Alright, welcome back to, welcome back to Star Ocean Anamnesis. So, against all odds, we have a Halloween event in November. We're like a week into November, but you know what? I'm not complaining because these characters do look very cool, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen with the next Halloween banner. So, for now, I guess we'll take a look at the new characters first. Right here is the new Precis, and, you know, there's also a new Faize, but I'll get to him in just a second. So, she is a caster that uses a gun, but I guess her event weapon is like a crossbow, but still looks really cool. So she actually has a special talent that allows her to start at a 200% cancel bonus if you attack right after a dash. I don't know why I didn't dodge that, but yeah, I guess I should show off her attack first. So the first one is just this. Seems like a very powerful attack. Yeah, a very powerful attack. Awesome. Very fast. So it's a pretty cool filler. Doesn't have a lot of AP, or doesn't cost a lot of AP. Then right here we have a symbology attack, because I mean she is a caster, so I guess she does kind of need this. Doesn't seem too awesome. I'm not sure what her other attack is. It could be a little better, but I don't know about that. Although it does increase the AP recovery speed of the entire party, so that's cool. And then there's also this one, which very similar to Youth Sophia's hamster attack, although it's a lot slower, does less hits. And, well, I mean, it might do more damage, I'm not sure. So, let's see, what can we... Oh, yeah, right, Rush. Let's show that off. I've only seen this one once, too. Very nice. Alright, so let's see what we can do here. I would imagine we can do that. Oh, maybe I have to charge assault that. Oh, okay, that wasn't even meant for me. I'm gonna have to get used to having to dodge like that and do that. I've never done that before. Oh, they do have a homing effect, so that's kind of cool. Let's just pop that. Why not? Alright. I mean, if this is her main style of play, then she would be pretty good. Although, I'm pretty sure that one of her talents requires her to be at full health. And seeing as how she doesn't have a healing talent of her own, don't really know how useful that's gonna be. And the dash thing also seems pretty generous. Hold on. So I can do that, and then yeah, it's still 200% cancel bonus. That is awesome. Alright, so you know what? Let's finish it like this. I don't think that's gonna kill, actually. Oh, never mind. It might. The assist with Summer Tika. Sweet. We did it. Alright. That's it for I almost said Summer Precis. This is Halloween Precis. Oh, that's what the victory animation looks like. You know, when I first saw that, it was like glitched. First time I saw that victory animation, it like zoomed in on her elbow. It didn't even show her face. I was like, wait, that's a weird victory animation. Alright, so right here we have our man, the Exorcist Faize. I think this is his first ult, actually. That's pretty cool. So this attack is the standard rifle shot filler thing, I guess. Then he also has this, which is a pretty cool one. It seems like it does a decent amount of damage, and it's very fast too. Plus, it has an angel feather on it, which is also fantastic. I think it's a 40% angel feather, which is pretty ridiculous. And then he's also got this one, which it's not quite symbology, I don't think. But it does have a cool effect because it recovers 20% HP for the entire party. Although the only unfortunate part about it is that you can't dash out of it. Like if I use it like... Whoops, that was too early. Let's try that again. If I dash out of it like that, it doesn't recover the full amount of HP, I don't think. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't even recover any HP. That kind of sucks. So, see what his rush is. Let's see. Oh, we got the combo bonus immediately. Oh, very nice. I like that. Alright, let's see what kind of combo we can make here. So I imagine it's the angel feather into this thing right here. And then you can just spam that because he gets AP cost reduction at skill chain 3. So you can just spam that, recover everybody's HP. That seems pretty good, but seeing as how he's a shooter, he does draw aggro pretty quickly. So if you don't have a defender in the party, that's going to be a little unfortunate. Am I the only one who thinks that Faize's victory animation looks kind of lazy? It looks very similar to some of the earlier non-ace 5-stars that we have, and I guess the 3-stars as well. I mean, at least he has an alt now, so there's that. So, for Rerun Events, we have Moment in History, I think that's what this one's called, but it has the Leon, Youth, Sophia, and Chisato thing. I don't think it has anything that useful in the shop, so you can just transmute all of those weapons, use the accessories as fodder for other accessories. Box Gotcha, be sure to clear out the first 3 boxes, because that's a lot of large limit breakers. So, event number 2, don't remember what this one's called, but it's with Edge, Crow, and Federation Raimi. And again, I don't think this one has anything too useful in the shop, when it comes to weapons at least, so transmute those. The boss is not that difficult, and I think that's it. And just before we move on, I want to show off this to you guys. Evelise now has a Halloween character art, which I'm pretty sure that means that she's getting a Halloween version, probably as the next banner, which is why I'm a little excited for that, because... you know, there's also this guy, Lewis. I hope that he's on that next banner as well. I love that guy. So, she is right now the only, like, actual other character that has a Halloween version. And seeing as how most banners, I think every single banner has had at least 2 characters on it, because I doubt they're going to give Evelise a solo raid up. So, I highly suggest that you don't pull on this banner yet. At least wait until, wait and see what they bring with the next Halloween banner to see if you want to roll on that. But now back to the actual update. So there's a new item set in the shop, costs 5,000 gems, and I guess it's the Awakening set. It contains a bunch of Awakening materials. Now you guys know the drill, I don't like these sets, so I always recommend that you don't buy these, and this one especially, because it only the only things of value in this box are these 5 gamma chips, or 5 sets of gamma chips, and there's only 2 in every single one of these sets. The problem with that is that you need 10 to max awaken a character, and it costs 5,000 gems to get these. You don't really have a reason to buy 5 different types of awakening materials, because usually you're only going to limit or awaken one character, and you only need one color of the awakening chips to awaken a character. So I would, if you really want those awakening materials, I would suggest waiting for some of the awakening banners like this one that they had previously. They're definitely going to bring out one after they've awakened 2 more characters, so maybe somewhere in December, I imagine. But every pull on this one gives you like 5 of these awakening chips, gamma chips, so it's a lot easier to obtain them from here. And speaking of awakenings, we have one for Ewing. I'm not sure why they did this, because he's a Season 2 character, and we still have a bunch of Season 1 characters that need awakenings. I guess it's because they're just going down the list, and we haven't had an awakened defender in a while. And I guess he was just next up on the list, which is why they did him. But, yeah, let's just take a look at his skill set, shall we? His first talent buffs the entire party's HP by 50% and gives them a 25% HP anti-flinch. His second talent gives the entire party 35% single target damage, and when the hit count is above 100 or 150 hits, it goes up to 45 or 55% respectively. Then his third talent gives him anti-flinch while attacking, as well as a 30% damage reduction for Ewing alone. Fourth talent stayed the same. Then his fifth talent gives him a 100% damage reduction on dodging for 0.5 seconds and taunt plus 3. And then his last talent gives the entire party a 20% attack and int damage reduction while attacking. And when the hit count is above 100 hits, everybody gets an 80-20 guts. And then his rush now has a 4500% multiplier, and he got a new attack as well. So before this, Ewing was kind of your standard defender with the HP buff, single target damage, anti-flinch, and he still is, although now he is a bit more bulky. He has that 30% damage reduction for himself and 20% attack and int damage reduction, so that stacks, which creates a 50% damage reduction while attacking, which is absolutely insane. With his amazing HP stat, and that HP buff makes it even better, especially if you pair it with overheal. That's going to be absolutely ridiculous. And of course, he also has that guts to fall back on at 100 hits. That's not that difficult to reach. It is an 80% guts at 20% HP, which isn't too reliable, I guess, at least, you know, not compared to 95% guts, which I think that exists. But it does give him some extra survivability, which is nice, I guess. The invulnerability after dodging is also kind of cool. Overall, he didn't get that big of a buff, you know, when compared to other characters like Roddick, Mavel, I think Miracle as well. Those got some huge buffs, but he was still kind of decent before the Awakening, so there wasn't really much they could do with him. So overall, Very nice, and I guess I am going to awaken him because he is one character that I still actively want to use. And then we also have the Autumn Campaign, so the item set that we talked about with the Awakening materials was part of this, and there's another one that they're going to add on the 21st of November. Not sure what's going to be in that, but I guess we'll keep a lookout for that. Then they also have the drop chance for Prism Crystals up, so if you need to farm those like me, then I guess now's the time to do it. We have two special missions, the Hammer mission and the Thread mission, so if you need threads, I'm not sure how in demand these things are. I still have plenty of platinum threads as well as random accessories, so I can just use those. But if you do need threads, then you can farm them now. Hammers also very nice if you need those. And then Bunny Blob is happy now on the weekend, so if you want to create gears, then be sure to do that on the weekends. And then we have the new event with Precis and Faize. The currency this time around is the Torn Pages, and we have the shop as always. It's the exact same thing, you know the drill. Pick up the Mastery Scroll, pick up the Large Limit Breaker, the 5-star weapon ticket, the Seed if you need it, the Cake can also help if you still have characters that need their affection raised. The ticket all the way at the bottom can help you get some extra XP in one of the missions in the event, but those are kind of the only things of value there. Now for the event weapons, I was kind of disappointed to see the attack and int stats back down to 500, because I think all of the Persona event weapons had stats at around like 800, so I thought that was going to be the norm, but I guess it was just a limited thing. So these things aren't great, their factors aren't that great either, so you can transmute them, turn them into gears, do whatever you want with them. And then we have the accessories. So first up we have the Zombie Bernie Pouch, which increases int damage by 15% whenever you're at full HP, and movement speed and distance on dodging by 50%. Now this doesn't seem like that bad of an accessory. It does require you to have some form of healing, which that's kind of unfortunate because most characters don't have that innately. So you might need to get that on your weapon, but if you're using an int character, it's not too bad of an accessory, so be sure to consider it. And then the second one is the Nomad Black Coat, which increases damage against undead by 20% and gives you a 2% HP recovery every 5 seconds. Now this is a good accessory because I don't think there's any other accessory that has damage against undead. And 20% extra damage on an accessory is absolutely ridiculous. It gives you a free heal on top of that, so overall a really good accessory. And then the boss of this event is the Nightmare, or a King Nightmare Road, I think. So this thing actually seems a little difficult even on Misery 1. It's very fast, does a lot of attacks really quickly. It's weak to fire and wind, two elements that I don't have, so that's gonna suck for me. But I'm sure we'll be able to get through it. So for the achievements this time around, you can actually see that we have 2 decorations in this list. So let's just go through all of the achievements, shall we? So for most of them, all the way up to the small limit breakers right here, it just has you, or actually all the way up here, just complete every single quest that you have in the event. Then for the limit breakers, as always, complete Misery 1 40 times to get those. Now for the first accessory, you need to use the item exchange 10 times, which is just exchange 10 items, not that difficult. And then this one, now this one's gonna suck because it requires you to collect 40,000 torn pages. That's ridiculous, so be sure to get started on that right now. And these last 3 are, again, complete the stages in the event, not too difficult to miss. And I think that's it. And lastly, let's take a look at the new characters. So first up we have Precis. Not exactly sure what her name is. I think it's like Witch Reformer or something. So her first talent increases the crit rate of the entire party by 30% or 50% whenever Precis is at 100% HP. Her second talent gives Precis a 5% life steal whenever she uses Popping Necro Dance at skill chain 3 or higher. And it increases her int by 20% as well as her critical damage by 100% during rush combos whenever she's at 100% HP. I think that's kind of a new type of talent that we have. Then her third talent gives her 100% damage reduction after dodging for 0.5 seconds. It reduces the cost of dodging, AP cost of dodging, by 80% whenever she's at full HP. And as you just saw, she starts off at 200% cancel bonus after dodging. Then her last talent nullifies the critical that she takes while she's charge assaulting, increases her int by 20%, HP by 30%, reduces her AP cost by 20% whenever she's at full HP, and after she uses Symbology, the entire party gets 100% extra AP recovery. And her rush funny operation has a 5500% int multiplier, and as a post-rush buff, it increases the entire party's critical hit rate by 100% for 10 seconds. And then she uses a Symbology and regular attack hybrid skill set with 2 fire attacks as well as 2 regular attacks. And then they have some very nice multipliers, especially that first attack. Like I said, that's very similar to use Sophia's hamster attack, and then I guess Flare Torture is the other attack at a 1480% multiplier. So Precis is of course meant to be a carry. She has a 3200 instat, which isn't bad, although I can't really say how much damage she'll do because of this hybrid skill set that she has. She popping Necro Dance does seem like a very good attack, and it has that lifesteal as well, so that would make it even better, although I'm not sure how strong Flare Torture is, so that could be even better. But looking at her first talent, that's a critical hit chance buff for the entire party. Requires Precis to be at full HP to sit at 50% for the entire party. I think that's her only form of party-wide buffing that she has, and she doesn't really need party-wide buffs because, like I said, she's a carry, and crits are always very good to have, especially if it's a constant critical hit chance buff, so you know what, that one's actually pretty decent. Then her second talent, and I guess her third talent as well, they all require her to be at full health, which she's gonna need some kind of support for that, unless popping Necrodance is just an amazing finisher, in which case she could keep herself at full health at all times, or she might need somebody like Faize or Futaba to help her out, or maybe a healer. But overall, Precis doesn't seem too bad. And that post-rush buff makes for a very good assist, but it only lasts for 5 seconds. It's the 100% critical hit rate for the entire party. But it's only 5 seconds, which really sucks. If that was 10 seconds, that would have been amazing. And then we have Hazama over here. His first talent increases damage by 40% for everybody who's at full health, and the effect of passing Spirit Angel Feather goes up to 40% whenever he's at full HP. Then his second talent recovers 20% HP for the entire party whenever he uses Purification Blow. His third talent recovers 3% rush gauge every 3 seconds for everybody who's at full HP, and reduces AP cost by 40% at skill chain 3 or higher for the entire party. Then his last talent gives Faize himself anti-flinch while he's attacking, 50% damage reduction while he's attacking, and when he's above skill chain 3, he gets 50% extra attack damage. And we have his Rush Judgment Barret, which has a 4500% attack multiplier and reduces the entire party's AP cost by 50% for 20 seconds. And then of course he has the Angel Feather, which is 20% normally, can go up to 40%, and Purification Blow, which recovers everybody's HP. And then he does have some very quick attacks, you know, using a rifle and all, with some decent hit counts. So Faize doesn't seem half bad in my opinion. He has the 40% damage buff, and it has an HP requirement, which kinda sucks, but he does have an Angel Feather, and I think he's the only shooter right now that even has that, and it's sitting at a massive 40%, so I think that more than makes up for the lower damage buff, and 40% damage buff is only like 30% lower than the standard right now, so it's not half bad. And then his second talent has a 20% HP recovery for the entire party. Unfortunately, Purification Blow is very slow, and 20% isn't a whole lot, not when you consider the fact that for a lot of his talents, characters need to be sitting at full HP. So 20% not great, but you know, at least he has that healing ability, and I guess he's a better Vampire Victor because of it. Then the Rush Gauge buff is always nice to have. Now the really good thing about him is that he has a 40% AP cost reduction at skill chain 3 or higher. Unfortunately, it's not a standard 40% AP cost reduction, it's only at skill chain 3 or higher, but still, that's a really good one to have. Faize seems like one of the more versatile sharpshooters that we have right now. He seems like one that you would definitely want to run in a public lobby. This banner runs until the 28th, so I don't think they would release the other set of Halloween characters on the 21st, so it's most likely going to be next week on the 14th. So I highly suggest you wait before you pull in this banner until that next set gets announced, because that one does have Halloween Eve, and probably somebody else as well. But that does it for the update, so hopefully that was helpful, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Peace!